Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today for Tuesday morning. It's March. Good grief. It is July 12th, 2022. The man they call Meathead, the lovely N.D.A. I don't know what I had March in my mind for. Maybe I was thinking how, great an area of, early March is, spring and blossoming. Well, we had a lot of rain, so maybe there's things blossoming outside.
I was going to say, what made you think of March? Usually it could be something we just spoke of offline, off
No,
air, that kind of
there's
trickles
nothing.
in when we,
Yeah.
start.
Think about our conversation. Nothing had to do with March.
Yeah. Things happen. But yeah, happy July 12th.
12.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
July 12th. Thank you. Yes. I'm still just elated from the victory from my match this past weekend with
Yeah,
GLCW and OVW.
let's get into that. Linda, over the weekend, it was a big GLCW kind of weekend and a big N.D.A. kind of weekend. Give me the deets.
Well, we'll start off this past Friday night. We had the Collision Course show between GLCW and OVW. So that was
Which side
fun.
did you pick?
I was ring announcing, so thankfully I wasn't pitted to be on one side or the other. I was straight down the middle, almost like a ref. You got to call it straight down the middle. And that's what I did. And man, was it a lot of fun because we had pretty much a title match for every match for the most part, just because there was either the GLCW, whatever title that would be, whether it be
Rush
tag,
title out there,
women, yeah,
all of
and
them.
then OVW. Yeah. So it was a great mix of both talents, which, if you follow both, anyone listening, there's a lot of us that are on both GLCW and OVW. So great to see some more interaction between both companies and both talents. But that was a great time. We had special guests with Adam Shearer just strutting through onto the parking lot.
I love Adam. I love me some Adam Shearer. I mean, seriously. There's that picture that Cal took, the fanny pack kid, the kid with the fanny pack. Here goes my super pals. And then just in the background is Adam. Hey, hi, I'm over here. I love me some Adam Shearer.
Just coming along, catching the show and having a hand literally on or in the show and getting into the ring and just talking about how we had that great show in Grafton, and now the next day a lot of us it was a continuation of a lot of matches, to be honest with you. That very next day, Saturday, in Ashland at the Fireman's Picnic, where I got to be in a mixed tag match with Joey Avalon against Ryan Howe and Ari Alexander, also known as Guitari.
I was going to say, that's Ryan Howe's the guy that was on Tough Enough, right?
Yes, and also I know you and Matthew have observed his great guitar skills that he does bring to the ring. So he is now known as Ryan Von Rocket. It's artist formerly known as Ryan Howe. Now Ryan Von Rocket. He also has an English accent now. So
that can happen. Ask Madonna.
Absolutely. There you go. So yeah, it was great. Me and Joey Avalon ended up doing a double stunner onto Ryan and Guitar. Yeah. What? Absolutely. Yeah. It was a great match, and we both got to play our own guitars. We were doing some abdominal arm stretches abdominal stretches.
Abdominal stretches and playing guitar right there. Yeah, I see that work.
Mm-hmm. And then double stunner. We even got.
Did you use a pick or did you do it? Were you finger picking?
No, it was my own fingers.
Gotcha.
And we also got to give them a salute, if you will, that Stone Cold is known to do right before we kicked them and stunned them both. So that was great. It was a great time, and but yeah, so got my match in, and it was cool because I was on second, and normally I'm on the mic, I'm running the show. I'm like, wow, this is a different side of the show because I was done after my match. So I just got to enjoy and watch the show and support, all of us who, made the trek out to Ashland, and, some of my other, colleagues from Kentucky that made their way up too, and, others from GLCW driving in from Minnesota, from the Milwaukee area.
Wait, so what you're saying is you're not used to that because you used to main eventing? Is that what it is? I'm just kidding.
No. I just meant I'm used to announcing from the very start to the very end. So it was just another side. It was great to, great vibes, great feeling, great audience. And then on Sunday, it was in Mequon, Wisconsin, the Lakeshore Chinooks baseball team. It was their
partially owned by Robin Yount, I believe. Am I correct in assuming that? I think Robin Yount owns that team.
That I did not know. That is tremendous. But, our friend again, Adam Shearer, 3 nights in a row with GLCW, Dave Hero. Adam Shearer was there doing a meet and greet as well. So just a great, great weekend in Wisconsin with the shows we had here. But yeah, so still just very, very excited and happy about it, and looking forward to the next. As we mentioned, the next GLCW show will be next month, Saturday, August 20th in Oconomowoc. This one taking place at Wisconsin Brewing Company Field, the Dock Hounds, the home of the Dock Hounds, with GLCW bringing in the Nature Boy, Ric
Flair, the Nature Boy.
This is a special guest for the day. So that being said, we'll have another great GLCW show. I'll be back at my ring announcing duties for that one, but just still very excited for that. Thank you everybody for coming, Linda, and as always, blizzardbrawl.com.
Yeah, I was going to say, with Nature Boy Ric Flair coming into town, are you going to be able to practice that? Talking about the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo!
Oh, it.
Two-time Hall of Famer, by the way, as well.
Jet flying, I don't know how much I can say about that, but yes.
Jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Woo!
Woo! Yeah. So looking forward to that.
People don't realize this across the country. Yes, Ric Flair is synonymous with Flair country in the Carolinas and the Charlotte area specifically, but Ric Flair really up and down the roads in Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota and all that area, and the Chicago area for a great amount of his career before he even started truly in WCW, was an AWA guy and got his start from Vern Gagne in All-Star Wrestling.
So went to school in Wisconsin as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, Ric Flair's got planted a lot of seeds in Wisconsin. Now, our good, close, dear personal friend, the Gun Show, Lance Allen, used to love telling people that his first match ever was in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. A little bit more research found that it was Rice Lake, Minnesota was his first match. So, well, what are you going to do? Hey, Linda, we didn't get to it yet, but again, what was everybody wearing over the weekend at all these great shows?
Oh, I saw a ton of collar and elbow gear along ringside. So if you want to sit along ringside in your fashionable, comfortable wrestling street fashions, make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com, and to save a little extra cash, use promo code Linda K. That's LINDA KAY, where you can always save 10% off your order using that code.
Nice. The Nature Boy. There is talk that there's more to come from Elias, Elrod, Ezekiel, and the family coming on WWE Raw. Your thoughts of so far where we've been with Ezekiel, his brother Elias, his older brother Elias, and his younger brother Elrod?
Could it be Elrod? We've been seeing
in these promos.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't put anything past him anymore.
Yes. When I think about it, I don't know where they're going to go with Elrod. I think keeping it just with Ezekiel and Elias has, been a high point that the fans are really into. We're into. As far as what they can do with Elrod, it's got to be something very unique and something different if they're going to pull it off. Not really sure.
I'm along for the ride on it, to be completely honest. Like I said, on Friday nights, as dumb as Maximum Male Models is, I'm there for the ride. It's like Campbell's soup. But I'm there for the ride. But I love it. I enjoy it. And the same with, we're not going to believe that, there's a twin brother. When they did the split screen, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So, no, I'm there. I enjoy it. The fake beard. I enjoyed it. I'm there for the ride. Hey, let's switch gears here and talk about people that were probably along for a ride with Mr. McMahon and got a lot of money in turn for being with Mr. McMahon. The stories of not just the one non-disclosure agreement, the hush money, if you will, there's multiple now. And it is said that there was an interview that's been going around the last day or so with the people who wrote the article for the Wall Street Journal The reason these came up is they came up in a board meeting. You know, you got to understand with this being a publicly traded company that even though legally Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon, may not have done anything wrong, paying somebody, X amount of dollars to not say anything about what their relationship was. Still, it's a publicly traded company. He's the head, he's the face of this publicly traded company, and it comes across as doing something wrong and illegal and morally just poor. Your thoughts on the extra news coming out from the Wall Street Journal about the multiple non-disclosure agreement payments from Vince McMahon?
Well, when the initial one came out recently, I think there was already murmurs of more potentially coming out. Um, I don't know how many more will be coming out, but I mean, that's why the investigation is taking place. Where we're going to be finding out other NDAs, other potential money amounts. Man, but I just want to bring something you and I talked about offline is with non-disclosure agreements. If they are supposed to not be spoken about who
About
leaked it per se, that because if it's
right,
the
who
person
disclosed it?
who
Right,
signed it, they would be in, I don't say in
a
trouble themselves,
breach.
but thank you. I thank you.
Here's the thing, regardless of what it was, I mean, think about it. One of them was $7.5 million. Now, the details are horrifying. I mean, to coerce a sex act or whatever it is that basically drives someone out of the company because they refuse further advances, that's pretty terrible behavior. I mean, again, I'm not going to get into morals or ethics or whatever it is, but, you know, a person who runs a company and is having this relationship or having this adult consensual, interaction or intercourse, whatever it is, unless they, walked around with a candle up their ass. I have no idea. I mean, I'm not part of this N.D.A, but it had to be so horrible that somebody who used their power as the boss would force somebody underneath them to do this. And it was so horrible that to keep it quiet that he didn't want that out, he paid $7.5 million.
Yeah, I guess we'll, again, this investigation, we'll see more what has leaked, what's been spoken about. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more to say other than just, when things get out, we'll see and
Well,
assess from
stop letting
there.
things, come out of your butt. I mean, whatever it is that he's doing, come on, man. I mean, come on, man. But here we are. This is what it is. Ready to talk a little Raw from last night?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. You sound like Matthew there. Boy, both of you guys, let's do it. I hear that from Matthew. Are we starting to leak into each other's vocabulary?
I think it's because, we listen to each other. We're one team, one product, one
Linda, if you're
goal.
going around calling people butt nuts, I mean, we're going to have a new conversation.
I didn't necessarily go there.
But I'm telling you, if I hear you calling somebody a butt nut or, making weird analogies about pizza and ice cream, then we're going to have a talk. We need to get away from each other for a while. Let's start off the recap of Raw from last night and how it opened with a recap of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Well, once that little video package is over, they go live to the arena, and it's time for doom, 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 doom. It's time for the Beast Incarnate. And boy, talk about a happy Cowboy Brock. I mean, that that bloomin' onion right there. He can be a pretty happy, good-looking dude if he wants to.
And then at a flip of a switch, we see a different. I don't want to. This is the terminology from SmackDown, but a new vicious Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar. Just
Yeah.
again the flip of a switch as we saw taken out on Gable and Otis.
Yeah, and what was so did Theory hire them? Because Theory folks showed up during the promo between Brock and Paul Heyman. Here comes Theory and get them, boys. Man, Gable wasn't going to have a chance, but Otis getting thrown around like a rag doll by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yeah. Just until we can't have Brock and Roman touch
Yeah.
until SummerSlam. So keeping them on separate shows and just showing their power, the dominance, and in different ways. We had, as they opened, Raw last night, we saw the power of just Roman's words of him
That was
speaking.
not even the power of positivity. That was the power of Brock Lesnar.
Yes, and then last night we see more of the physicality, that kind of power for Brock. So I like where this is going. We're showing different strong points between the two of them. Just
SummerSlam's coming up fast.
More anticipation to it. Absolutely, coming up soon.
Well, let's talk about the opening match. It's going to be Rey Mysterio, who's getting a special. You know how we had the celebration of John Cena and his 20 years in WWE? Rey Mysterio is getting the same treatment at Madison Square Garden. That's 20 years in WWE. That's not 20 years of John Cena's career like it was for John Cena. That's just 20 years in WWE for Rey Mysterio. Remember, Rey had, 5 years in WCW, and I don't know how many he had in ECW, plus his career before that. So Rey, a lot longer and a lot more action from Rey Mysterio. Your thoughts on Rey Mysterio and the 25 plus years he's had in the business?
Tremendous, and I'm very, very happy that he's getting some type of tribute, something, I don't know, big scale for him to show all that he's done, and it's being mentioned a lot in the current storyline. So I'm just getting some added extra light to that, which is great. I do want to see some more promo packages, some more hype for him. Like we got for Cena too, though. I mean, let's not forget just the history.
Remember, Cena's different. Ray. Cena's different than anybody else. Cena is only WWE.
Right.
Only.
Right.
Cena, and his time before WWE was your stomping grounds of OVW, which was developmental for WWE. Mm-hmm. People like Rey Mysterio, and even though we think of Rey Mysterio as a WWE superstar, he had multiple years in WCW. Rey, in his WWE run, left and went down to AAA and all these other places that he worked at. Rey hasn't always been WWE. John Cena is only WWE.
Yeah, but we still have a lot of great moments just from Rey's career at WWE itself that I think we should see some more packages to help remind everybody about that as well. Because if you're not catching them talking about it during Raw, maybe they're posting something about it on the website, or on the socials. But if you're strictly just watching Raw, if you miss that part, you may not be aware that that's coming up.
So Rey had a match against Finn Balor. So it was Judgment Day against Rey Mysterio with Dominic on the outside. The Judgment Day pushing hard, trying to get in Dominic's ear about how his father's not doing anything for him, and he should join the Judgment Day.
I think that's just a ploy to get him to think he can be in, and then them beating him down as well.
Probably. Finn Balor with a victory over Rey Mysterio via pinfall. You know what? And it worked great because at the end, as Rey's laying there kind of prone, they're both in the ear of Dominic again.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that will be played into the whole Rey Mysterio anniversary we just spoke of.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Becky Lynch comes out, and they treated it like she wasn't supposed to be out because it's right before the women's title match. But Becky Lynch coming out and then cutting the "I'm insane" promo. It's the first time she's actually kind of alluded to it, where I kind of have lost my mind. She's been doing this very short of breath thing since WrestleMania when she lost her belt. And I've lost my precious. She's like this heavy, I've lost my breath type thing that at least she's finally mentioned that, well, she's insane.
Yeah, that's great, though. We've had the broadcast team allude to that a lot, but hearing Becky say it, that's great. That's some progression and which direction that she's heading toward. We know that she's on the hunt for the title once again, and
I'd love to have her put in a triple threat for the SummerSlam. I mean, really, that's what it is. And speaking of the Raw Women's Championship, Carmella and Bianca Belair had a title match last night, and Carmella defeats Bianca via countout thanks to Becky Lynch. She's going to get inserted into this match, and even though she's insane, like she says, I think it still works.
Yeah, there's that history again between Becky and Bianca at SummerSlam as well. So, just thinking ahead.
Yeah, Miz TV has got Ciampa. This is the first time we're getting to hear from him. We wondered what was going on with Ciampa, and now we're finally getting to hear why he's with the Miz. And he says, look, you're the must-see, a superstar in WWE, and I need to be seen. I want WrestleManias. I want SummerSlams, so I'm going to attach myself to you. I like that. I thought it was actually pretty smart. We're getting something from Ciampa.
Absolutely. And we know, him for just being very physical and just like, what we've seen last of him at NXT. So I'm glad, we got that since he's been on Raw, but now we're going to see a little bit more of that personality shine through and him just being upfront about it. I like it.
Right at the end there of Miz TV, Styles ran off the Miz and Ciampa, and then Ezekiel made his entrance with a microphone in hand. And Zeke said he's never had the chance to introduce himself to Styles. He says he's always talks about how phenomenal he is. His brother used to mention that. Ezekiel says he talks to Adam Pearce and agreed to make a tag match. So it's Zeke extending his hand to Styles. Styles shakes. They tease a handicap match, but now we're getting a tag team. It's the Miz and Ciampa versus AJ Styles and Ezekiel. I love me some Zeke. And, I'm a Zeke freak. AJ Styles and Ezekiel defeat the Miz and Ciampa via DQ. Love me some Ezekiel.
Yeah. And then we're going to soon get Elrod. That's like a very spooky.
I'm ready. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about it. So you were watching that new promo. You think that's Elrod in there, huh?
Oh, yeah. I believe Elias at some point had some history with Randy Orton, John Cena. We saw in some. We saw RKO. It was very blatant and obvious. And then we saw the Cena T-shirt and just some other stuff. So I'm gonna go with Elrod.
There you go.
To make his debut at SummerSlam.
The Fiend, Elrod. All right. Women's tag action: Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
It's gonna be the Fiend's younger brother.
Yes, there we go. Bobby Wyatt. Alexa Bliss and Asuka took on Doudrop and Nikki ASH. Bliss and Asuka defeat Doudrop and ASH with the pinfall. You know what? I don't know how invested I was in this, and I'm really disappointed the way they have Alexa since she's come back, technically, because I don't know if I'm supposed to be invested in it, because I'm not.
There was a long, after that match, I thought maybe Alexa was going to attack Asuka. There was that long, sometimes after matches, Asuka was celebrating a little bit longer than what we've seen, and I was wondering if that was going to happen. But I mean, obviously we have Liv as the new champion over on SmackDown, but there was something there that could have been furthermore between Alexa and Liv if they didn't go the route of Liv now being the SmackDown champion, which the fans like and want. But I digress. But I do want something with Alexa Bliss. She got the new music. It's something more happier. But I with the doll, or maybe with the potential Fiend coming back, maybe that's where we're heading. And if so, I am in for that.
I'll tell you what, I'm also into the Usos and the Street Profits. But Linda, how do they not get enough R-Truth on TV? He called San Antonio the city of brotherly love. He's a certified divorce attorney, marriage counselor, tag team counselor. Truth auditions to be a referee at SummerSlam. He even practiced counting somebody out of the ring. Truth is a national treasure.
Absolutely. Again, he's so funny. I just see the guys breaking and starting to laugh themselves, and just they're having a great time. And hey,
Truth is funny because he used to bust Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar would lose it when Truth came out because Truth is just funny. The one thing I'll never forget about R-Truth, I don't know if you were there that night, but it was BW3's after a SmackDown, and Miz was, it was around the era of Miz wearing the Hello, I'm Awesome t-shirt, instead of Hello, I'm Keith Richards, Hello, I'm Awesome. We were all meeting afterwards for drinks and food. Truth came into BW3. We're all sitting at the table, and Miz starts yelling, "What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?" Truth literally 180 walked right out of the damn bar because he just wasn't having it that night.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before, but man, the good old days when you just walk to Water Street close to the venue and
get eats and get drinks and whatever. There was a tag match. It was the Usos and Omos with MVP taking on the Street Profits and R-Truth 6-man tag. And you know what? This was an okay match. I actually enjoyed it. It was the Omos and the Usos defeating R-Truth and the Profits.
Hey, I have Omos on Team Long Time. That's something good there.
Oh, in that promo, there was a Mick Foley flannel vest as well.
Yeah. Is it Mankind that's in the promos? I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep rolling with this.
That's okay. It could be Edge. I mean, he's taking on every one of these people. Who knows?
They did show the clip about with Edge again when the Judgment Day initially turned on him.
Yep, exactly. I find it funny too is that Edge, Alter Bridge sings Metalingus. Metalingus, on this day I see clearly, and then the new Judgment Day music that's also Alter Bridge.
Yeah.
It's funny how Edge gave the rights and gave the music to the Judgment Day. What kind of music is Edge going to come out to now?
No, that song is for Edge. It's not the same without him coming out in that whole entrance.
You think you know me? You never did.
Do you think Edge could eventually be back with Judgment Day? I love him in it, and maybe need some time away. But once Rhea Ripley is back, too,
they need a face.
So much momentum going into that, and unfortunately, injuries and whatnot. But
they need a face to take over the spot of Cody Rhodes because Cody's gone. They need a big time baby face.
So we need Edge back in the place.
Yep. Mm-hmm. How about United States champion Bobby Lashley and Riddle teaming up against Seth Rollins and Theory?
I like it. There's a lot of steam between both parties there, and having Bobby.
This is kind of amazing because WWE historically over the last few years has not treated the main event of Raw as the main event of the show. They're 3-hour shows. So in the Central, we say 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, right? So the 8 o'clock hour and the 9 o'clock hour are where the main events were. But the 10 o'clock hour was never the main event. Last night, actually, the 10 o'clock hour felt like a main event finally.
Yeah. Hey, we are on that road to SummerSlam. That is the second biggest show or live premium live event, quote unquote. So let's keep things rolling. I mean, I'm really excited for SummerSlam. I love the graphics where it's like the pinball machines and
pinball machines. Oh, Meathead loves him some pinball. Oh, boy. You have no idea, guys. You have no idea. We have an arcade bar. I know that they're popping up all across the country, but we had an arcade bar here in the greater Appleton area that it's called Player 2, and it gets a lot of my love on a daily basis because, I mean, they've got at least 10 to 15 pins in there. The problem with pinball machines, Linda, is that there's so many parts. They're so expensive to keep up.
I must sharpen my pinball skills. I don't play it very often. I don't make it to
a real pinball player doesn't have to shake it and twist it and slam it. They know what they're doing without having to do that at all. So the ones that I see kind of beating and physically abusing the machines, they should be taught a lesson.
Perhaps in Nashville at SummerSlam as well.
I think so.
Them along with everybody else who's going to get taught a lesson in all those
matches. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of a lesson, we've got lessons with Linda Kay and Matthew Thomas tomorrow morning for NXT. You guys will give us a recap, and then we're going to head into Thursday with Matthew Thomas Meathead, and then Friday Matthew Thomas and Meathead. So we got a nice busy week still coming. Linda, great talking to you this week. Try not to beat up too many people at the next GLCW show / OVW show. So for Linda Kay and for Matthew Thomas, I'm the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.